Good day to you. We begin today a short talk on how to manage our lives when delta, epsilon, maybe mu and nu are the new kings in the global space. Of course, you know what they are their variants. So a very quick review of the issues that are confronting us. You know, you have to keep your immunity strong and yourself safe. So it is advisable to take a high dose of vitamin D, the 60,000 dose orally every week, because these times are such. I will begin my broadcast in the Sinhala language in just a little while. I will maybe in 30 minutes I will broadcast this in the Sinhala language. Now I have to post this to English language, other pages. I'll just take 1 minute for that. I forgot to do that, hang on. And then I will begin the Sinhala broadcast in 30 minutes time. Please rejoin when the Sinhala broadcast is on. I will do this in English first. Yes, I think I'm almost done. The English broadcast, yes. The cross-posting took a little time because I had forgotten that, yes. Okay. All right. So here we are. Keep your immunity strong. Try to get your best night's sleep and trigger off your chronobiological clocks properly by getting your 6 to 7 p.m. Sunset view without that being interfered with by LED lights. So no vigorous screen activity. Please get your evening sundown, the chronobiological switch. It's very important because it's in the night that all our immune cells are being revamped. That's the role of vitamin D also. It prepares our immune system well, so that vitamin B supports the interleukins that are called special pro-resolver molecules for resolution of the immune conflict. So then in the morning, 6 a.m. you need to wake up with sunlight, 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. or seeing the sun arise. Then through the night, melatonin having worked, at 6 morning, when melatonin shuts down, then the retinal photosensitive ganglion cells, RPGC, pick up the morning sunlight, and by 7 a.m. your immunity is very strong, like a muscled man who's worked in the gymnasium, you know. So every day you have to work at it. Get your sunset properly so that the melatonin action over the night keeps strong. It acts on all the immune system, the T cells, the B cells, T cell system, and the B cell system that's involved in the antibodies. Also, it acts on the chromaffin cells that are related to your retina, reproductive system, and so on. And it acts on all the glial cells in the brain, which are the scavengers of all unnecessary neurochemicals in the brain. So you wake up in the morning, refreshed, feeling cheerful, and put away the past. So put away the yesterday. Many people do not put away their yesterday with Thanksgiving. So it's a bit of a spiritual phenomenon that you need to put away your yesterday with Thanksgiving and begin the new day with hope, a hope of betterment. Melatonin does that. Now, it's not only man is not only neurochemicals and neurons. Man has a spirit, man has a conscience, man has imagination. So all that gets set right over the night time. It's a good design of the Good Shepherd. And morning, with sunrise, you get the chronobiological clocks and the insulin, growth hormone, cortisol pattern coming on gradually. So don't wake up late and rush. Then what happens is cortisol adrenal axis gets activated, and that causes both metabolic stress and mental stress. So try to keep your night time safe, secure, with minimal digital activity, and wake up in the morning setting off your chronobiological rhythm well. You always needed it to avoid diabetes and hypertension, But these days it's critical because without it you will your immunity must not suffer. Yes. Just give me a minute, I have to adjust some rate. Okay. All right. So let me get on to having done with the immunity. Good fruit bowl is very useful. Apple has quercetin, onions have quercetin, and then pineapple with closer to the skin has bromelain, and orange, of course, the white part of the orange has the flavonoids, which will help you in your immunity. So keep doing these things because everything matters. And cinnamon tea, they have actually cinnamon, they call it Ceylon cinnamon aldehyde. Research has been done in Netherlands showing that it has particular protective properties to keep down the cytokine reaction in the lung. So this Delta variant brings a violent diarrhea also. So I have told this before, please refer up my earlier clips. If headache increases, diarrhea comes on suddenly, the temperature goes up, and then sometimes it comes down in 4 days, but on the 8th day, 7th night or 8th day, there's an immune cytokine problem happening in the lung. You have to be therefore careful about the 8th day. Many are on home care, trying to get a hospital bed. There's an excellent system functioning. They have recruited family physicians to be on call. They are doing it voluntarily 24/7. There are registrars on call in between, and there are medical officers. They are recruiting pre-interns, interns to keep the home care system well managed. That's as far as the government sector is concerned. I have told you a few things about your immune boost. So keep your vitamin D high daily. Also you can add zinc and vitamin A to it. I am avoiding giving you brand names, but these are daily things to keep your immune boost up so that you stay to fight the battle another day. Do your best to avoid grumble, blame shifting, guilt pronouncing, because we have enough warfare around us not to get into that kind of fisticuffs. Then there are early molecules available. How some of these herbs are useful simply because the ACE2 receptor that this spike protein attaches to has a particular molecular configuration. So some of us who did chemistry, you might remember there was a thing called the benzene ring. You remember that? So if the benzene ring, one of the carbons of the benzene ring is substituted by N-alkyl moiety, or some other places get the hydroxyl group, when you get that molecule in a drug or you get that molecule in herbs, that helps prevent one, virus attaching to ACE2 receptor, two, some other parts of the virus replicating inside the cell, three, the diabolical part of this virus is that it goes from cell to cell without coming out. If the virus comes out, it meets antibodies or it meets our natural killer cells and the virus is put down, just the way a rugby tackle. But when the virus manages to link up cells and go from cell to cell, then the virus spreads without being challenged. This is one diabolical action of the virus. Another diabolical action of the virus is the virus gets into our CD4 T lymphocyte, which is our first contact lymphocyte, and goes inside it and starts multiplying and sends out signals to our CD8 T lymphocytes, which are the ones that are going to swallow up the virus. But this fellow makes our CD8 T lymphocytes to go attack our own cells. That's called a cytotoxic reaction. So you can see, you know by now that this virus is lab engineered, enough scientific evidence for that. So this virus begins to kill our lymphocytes. So in a WBCDC count, if you find neutrophils going up, the N going up, and the lymphocyte going down, you're in for trouble. That's why physicians, first thing they'll do is get you to do a full blood count. If your neutrophils are going up, lymphocytes are going down, that's what's happening is your lymphocytes are being killed in this action, and neutrophils are now coming to attack your own cells, so neutrophils are going up. So there's a thing called the NLR, neutrophil lymphocyte ratio. If it is more than 5.4, you're in for serious disease. So even in home care, somehow this full blood count has to be done, and you can do this count, or you can tell your doctor, when you ring 139, a doctor will answer that call. But it is good to get a full blood count done and the CRP, C-reactive protein, done while in home care. You get your own doctor to prescribe it. Now of course all this needs a little money. There are enough hospitals that come and do it very quickly, and I have found them very, very reliable. They take it like a mission. They do it very well. Our doctors are stretched on call. They have really become a noble profession. Same with the nursing officers. All allied with the medical sector. They have worked pell-mell. I want to read today a little statement when things have been difficult for you. A statement on that. I want to read that to you. Give me a minute. I need to get this done. 1 minute till I get this done. Yes. One minute, hang on. Yes. So, as I told you, we have to somehow keep our immunity high, and then you have to, in your home management, do your best to get this white blood cell count done. If the neutrophils are going up, calculate it. You will find a ratio of, let's say, 70% neutrophils, and you get, let's say, below that 18% lymphocytes. That means 5. If it goes beyond 5.4, that means in your body your own cells are attacking each other. That's a serious situation. Then with it, CRP goes up. Then if your platelet count is, let's say, something, and put under that your lymphocyte count, and if it goes above 184, then also it's a bad sign. Then there are other things called the LDH and ferritin. If they are continuing to rise, it's a bad sign. So such people need to get to hospital fast somehow. Then more simpler things are, if you have an oximeter at home, what you have to do is, you have to, for 10 seconds, sit up, sit down, sit up, sit down, sit up, sit down, and see whether your oxygen saturation falls. Oximeter is about 2,500 or so. It fits into your, finger. It gives you pulse and your oxygen saturation. So you have to sit up, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down for 10 seconds, and then you wait till we wait for 3 more minutes, because it's after the exercise stops. If the oxygen saturation drops below 94, you have to contact 139 or somehow try to get into a hospital, because it's after that the oxygen saturation begins to drop. And from about from 8th day, if your lung is involved, oxygen saturation is going to drop. So remember, it's not immediately after you up and down, sit up and down. Wait for 3 minutes just like that. See whether oxygen saturation is dropping. So those are some tips, because home management has become so important, that can be given. Then if you drink cinnamon tea, research was done in Netherlands. They call it Ceylon cinnamon aldehyde. That's the effective ingredient. It can give some protection to your gut diarrhea and to your lung problem. So here is the problem. Stage 1, virus gets inside and it's a viral disease. Stage 2, virus begins to upset, the viral reaction begins to upset our cytokine system. That's the neurochemical interleukins involved. So there are some that attack, and they should be attacking the virus or the bacteria, and there are other interleukins that put it down. Now in these patients who get bad, that the interleukins that should put down the attack are deficient. That's why the attack goes on and on. That can cause a cytokine storm, as we call it, and it can injure other organs, even the kidney. So we have to prevent that cytokine storm. Yes. Then that what is involved in the cytokine storm begins to attack small capillaries, small blood vessels in the lung or in the gut, and then you get microthrombotic phenomena. That's the stage at which little thrombus develop, and by that stage you should be in a hospital. Then they start triple treatment with, you can't do any of these things at home. They just try to understand at the point your WBC is going up, lymphocytes are coming down, CRP is going up, and by that time your oxygenation may be failing, so you have to keep doing that oxygen test. And the simple one is count to 10 every morning, noon and evening. Take a deep breath, count to 10. Then if you find that you are finding it difficult to count to 10, then you have to contact 139 or any other doctor and ask what to do. Meanwhile, if you have these blood reports, it's so much becomes easier to see whether your condition is going bad. So many people can be managed at home, but you must know the cutoff point at which you can't be managed at home. Then what they do is they'll take you to a hospital and give you treatment to prevent the cytokine storm becoming worse, to prevent the microthrombotic phenomena happening. Few things more you can do at home. I told you vitamin D already, zinc already, vitamin A. You can also take promethazine, an old tablet, morning and evening to prevent some of the reactions. Promethazine. In Professor Thomas Boridy's original recipe, he also recommended a drug called doxycycline along with zinc. Now other molecules I am not supposed to mention by name, because Facebook will cut this off, and they are still on that rampage, but there are molecules that can be given early enough to try prevent the cytokine storm, try prevent the lung involvement going from beyond that. So that's the best option we at present have, which is not implemented still. But I want to tell you there are many doctors in Sri Lanka who prescribe accordingly. A well-known professor has also recommended this. So we are hoping that this would be taken in by the institution. If you ask me why is it not taken in by the institution, the global bodies have not sanctioned this simple available molecules. So what to do? We have to face two battles: getting proper treatment and then stopping this virus. So you have to be safe. Now I want to give you this little thing I drafted. I called it COVID Shield for all frontliners: medical workers, nursing officers, affected parent, spouse, child, or any frontline worker. If you send me a WhatsApp message, please don't call me. If you send me a WhatsApp message to 076 313 4800, 076 313 4800, I will send these or any other documents you may like to have. And if you are from overseas, it has to be plus 94 76 313 4800. Here is the COVID Shield for all frontliners. Thank you for grace for today's battle. Thank you, I ended yesterday in peace and strength, overcoming COVID fear, COVID depletion. If a family member is involved in COVID, it is very difficult to know how difficult it is. And there is a confession that even doctors find it useful, because so many patients are dying that they're cracking up. Stress is so great. I am thankful and make peace over defeat spots and discouragement. So if you are a born natural fighter, this is the time. Don't go the fighting way. You can't fight for too long. You'll get exhausted. Preserve your best energy for your family members. Please don't fight public battles on social media. That time is over. Preserve your energy for your immunity. Preserve your immunity for family integrity. Preserve your immunity to give help if your family members and when your family members need help. So I am thankful and make peace over defeat spots and discouragement. I refuse blame and guilt. I speak help and peace for my co-workers, my family members. None of them are perfect, so if we have been those very, very uptight people ready for justice and fights, this is not the time for it. He who, how does it go? Lives to fight another day, and discretion is the better part of valor. You might have heard these things. So please, quieten down, tone down. I refuse blame and guilt. I speak help and peace for my co-workers, family members. I gather strength for each other. You have to have a little Thanksgiving report about the last hour. Look at some good thing that happened and say thank you, and then you get the strength and a momentum for next hour. Don't try to go, that didn't happen, this didn't happen, government is not doing it. Please stop that mode. You will only deplete yourself. I gather strength for each other. I rejoice in small mercies. I keep my thoughts full of light. Help me to help others weaker than me. I sleep well. I give up stress. I bless my immunity to be strong. God helping, we will pull through today. Our Baba, without COVID breaching our loving family. That's the most important thing. Without COVID breaching our loving family. So please keep to this. Now I want to give a manifesto for this time. 1. Comfort, comfort, comfort whomever you can. Speak comfort. Don't speak coarse. Don't speak harsh. Everything you speak will have a back effect on you. You will deplete vital energy needed for your own immunity. Please listen to me. 2. Speak kindness. Even to people who have not been nice to you, there is a time for a death moratorium. 3. Let warfare be ended. We all have warfares with imagined wars, imagined slights, and my escuchan was hurt and he insulted me. There is a time for death moratorium. Call it quits and turn over a new sheet, so to say. So just blot out the red crosses you have marked on, in the university system. When multiple choice goes wrong, we give negative minus marks. So don't do that now. This is not a university system. This is a life system. So stop that. And then just pay out of your pocket for when other people do wrong. Just be a little merciful. Don't play Shylock. Don't write scrolls of indictment. Just be a little gracious, and you just put your hand into your pockets and say, out of my pocket I pay for his wrongdoing. Normally, if we exact say you owe me, now please, enough. This is the time I told you we have a major warfare with COVID. Don't have any other warfare with the government, doctors, police, army, anybody. Major warfare is with COVID. COVID is a huge battle. So please, keep peace in all other fronts. Okay, mother-in-law, father-in-law, all other front, boss, everybody, keep peace all around you. Then the next is, there is a time a character change is coming on the world. The world did big, world did bash, world did great. Now it is a time that crooked things are getting mended, needed to get mended. Rough places are becoming smooth. High mountains are made low because people who have money, they get COVID. You get the best possible treatment, still you can die. So it's a time like that. I heard somewhere someone saying food, someone may give you oxygen. So it's a very difficult time. So don't be high and tall. Be a little lowly and try to fill up the low places, because low places in life, society, character, it's become boggy, marshland. It traps you. It can suck you in. So this is a time for a big character change. This is a time for a big character change. So I give you 4 things. Speak comfort. Speak kindness, especially to those who are not nice to you. 3, please consider warfare ended, because every other warfare, we have a huge warfare with COVID. Our government hospitals are overflowing. Many people don't know our government system of health is excellent. Our doctors do all they can. Nursing systems, all lab systems are excellent and they are full. They can't take any more. Recently, you may have seen some photographs. They have taken patients even on the grounds, even on the fields, even on the corridors. And I'm in touch with some of them. Some of them are my students, some are my colleagues. I'm Dr. Lalith Mendis, by the way. I was the registrar to the professor of medicine long years ago in Colombo, and then later I went off as head of department of another faculty of medicine, head of department of pharmacology. That's why I speak a lot about pharmacology. So I'm in contact with senior colleagues of my own age and others of my students. They are stretched to the max, but they are not giving up. I think the medical profession, nursing and allied professions have come out shining best, They are still holding. They are not letting patients go away, yes. And the home care system is functioning, and they are training all the time. More people. They have recruited interns, pre-interns, post-interns. Registrars are on call, family medicine and DFM registrars, and 40 odd family medicine consultants are on call 24/7. They get 12-hour roster, 12-hour shift duty once in 10 days. So they're doing it, no charges, just to keep the system manageable, just to find a bed for in-home care. Those who need a bed somehow find a bed. It's a humongous task, but they're at it. So I told you these first 4 things. Let warfare end, and then pay out of your pocket for other people's wrongdoing. You say why? You'll say why? People may neglect, people may not wear masks, people may not do the right thing, but still, you can't say you never wore masks, now go die. You can't. So you're already paying out of our pocket for different situations. When poor neighbors come, it's a time to be like that. Then the second principle I saw was that it's a time, the world is going through a character change, unwillingly perhaps, but let us go through that character change easily. What was angular in us, shall we sort of stop the angles, and what are rough in us getting smooth, because I told you COVID time is like that. What was high and mighty in us, shall we sort of tone down, and what is, everybody is low and in a valley, shall we try to lift them up and help them? And that would be a good point. The third set of things I thought about was, it's a time that flowers fade. What are flowers? The what should I say, the famous things in life, the gregarious things in life, massive wedding ceremonies. I mean, Sri Lanka even has a massive funeral ceremonies. You know that, isn't it? Just to show your power, how well decorated the funeral was, how big the funeral meal was. All that is now taken out of us. You understand what I mean by flowers fade? It just shines for a while. Entertainment and the glory days, the brash days are taken out of us. But we must take care that there are things that have to last. Husband and wife relationships have to last. Then 40-year-old, 45-year-old couples, when your parents fall sick with COVID, you're not going to throw them on the road. It has to last. Wear PPE so that you have to get trained. If you have to manage a COVID patient, would to God that you have a room isolated with a toilet, then you wear full PPE, wear goggles, you can buy all that. Double face mask, the state trading makes a nanotechnology one. I'm told it is better than others. Anyway, try it, a double mask. And when you have to go, keep the room door closed. When you have to go into it, you go like full PP and all that. Attend on the things minimally and quickly. So keep the plates and food separate. You keep a stool inside the room just by the door, stool outside the room just by the door, and then that's all. So your huamaru, your exchange at the COVID surface, your mother is inside. You can't let them out. You can't say no. You are in full PPE, you are in full mask. Your home management is this. So don't fear. Take maximum precaution. Then you sanitize everything, what comes out. Don't let it circulate everywhere. Bring the food in quickly. So one family member has to be separated to do the full mask thing. Other family members don't come near that. They keep the food far away at a far place. So because COVID has become like leprosy in the old world. So when the Good Shepherd came into the world, he spoke a lot about leprosy and healing leprosy. And COVID is a bad bird. I did this little section sometime back, COVID blues, COVID fears. We have to take care of this. COVID depression comes, COVID isolation. You have to hide it from others, pretend it's not there. Then the contradiction that goes through, my mother is sick, but I have comorbidities, how to look after her. We can't ditch them. So be safe as much as possible. So when COVID comes to home, you need to take vitamin D, 60,000, zinc. Then if you send me a WhatsApp to 076313480, I can send you a list of things that can perhaps keep you safe. Nothing absolutely can keep you safe, but perhaps keep you safe. So you do your best. Home management is possible, difficult but possible. So just one member interacts with the person who has COVID. That's how you go. Don't run around the whole house. Find them a corner room. Much can be done. Much is being done. Training is also going on for doctors to be able to answer the 1390 call. Now the whole country is under that home management cover. There's no other option. My daughter personally is involved in it. She's a family physician, medical academic attached to the Sri Jayavardenapura Hospital. So that's how I know some of this minute detail. I'm just giving this out to you to help you. And be strong. Speak well of your country. Yes. Citizens own the country. Governments don't own the country. So don't get into fisticuffs with governments. Look after yourself. That's right. Look after your neighbor. The Good Shepherd said this long ago, and such times have come upon us. Okay? Yeah. So let's do all we can. So then the third thing, the flowers are fading. Take it easy. Flowers are meant to fade. But there are fruit that must last. What are the fruits that will last? 45-year-old will not abandon your older parents. Okay? 2, husband and wife, you need each other very closely. Watch your stress points. Take stress. One person share the stress for 12 hours. Other person takes the stress for the next 12 hours. Don't drink too much coffee. That increases stress. Take to your tea. Tea has quercetin. It gives you good immunity. Drink your kothmali morning and evening. Yes. Yes, I told you cinnamon reduces the cytokine storm. Research has proved it. So you can take to that also. But if you are on statins, you must not take cinnamon. Then mustard on toast. Mustard has been proved to improve the cytokine condition. The research has been done. Then there's an old syrup called bromhexine. It actually comes from Ardithoda. Originally, the German company came to Sri Lanka and identified the effective molecule in Ardithoda. So this is bromhexine. Bromhexine syrup twice a day can help with the lung condition and the gut condition. I told you promethazine already. So those are some molecules already available that can help you. Professor Thomas Borody's triple therapy involves doxycycline and zinc and another molecule which this social media will not permit me to say. If you send me a WhatsApp, I will get it to you. Yes. So I was at the point, this flowers fading, decide on the fruit that must last. So do as much as you can with your children's personal development. It's a very difficult time, no schools, no friends. I have done lots of clips about the digital screen because I have done a major seminar with the SLMA on the empathic motor therapy and the digital screen. Ask me for the clip how to do a gymnasium at home. So what you have to say is, Doc, gymnasium at home, then I send you the clip. Many things have been already spoken. My app is free for download, Golden Nuggets, Dr. Lalith Mendis, Golden Nuggets. It's free of charge, available with Google and Apple Store. So third thing was this flowers fading, but identify the fruit that will last in your life. Mainly it has to do with the family, children's development at a time like this. Keep your marriage going, keep your marriage strong, yes, and your mental health, of course. Fourth thing is a little principle. Every day find a good report. Please, this is psychological advice. Stop looking at details that you can't help. How many died, how many hospitals are closing, what the government is doing wrong. Please don't fish in troubled water. We have enough trouble. Pour some oil on troubled water. You just exhaust yourself with all the... I read news carefully as a level so that I understand. I keep myself well informed on what happens. I don't watch any clips. Whoever sends what, I don't watch any clips because the visual medium is too strong. It involves pixels also. I just read it quietly, come to my conclusions, what to do. Yes, please understand this. I keep in touch with all the research that is going on also. More you see trouble, more you will talk trouble. You will ruin your immunity. So please, find a good report, okay? Fill your mouth with good reports. There's a promise, when you fill your mouth with good reports, your youth renews like an eagle. You get a second breath. You get a second wing spread, you know. So every hour, look at your last hour. Now today is Sunday. I think it's just past 12 noon or whatever. Yeah, it is 12:30. I have spoken longer than I expected. And look at your last hour and say, what is the good thing that happened? My relative improved. Her lungs are better. I had breakfast. You know, whatever it is, you know, you have your children around you. Some of you may have grandchildren around you. Your job is stable. Your company is still running. They asked you to work from home. Count some good reports, okay? Every hour. Then make it known with a few friends. You know, keep a WhatsApp group with few friends, few true friends. Yeah, don't be in huge WhatsApp groups that they are circulating rubbish, blackguarding, contention, conflict. You are not improving on it. Your hour doesn't improve on it. Be in a WhatsApp group with few friends, few friends. I'm not saying exit WhatsApp group. Don't read everything they say. You already have, you're intelligent people. If you can listen to me for 40 minutes, you surely know most of the things I'm saying. But I'm arranging it in a way you can package it for good. So be in a WhatsApp group with few friends and send a good report. This happened. You heard someone got healed after terrible COVID. They came home safe. Yeah, PCR tested but negative. You can say thank God or whatever. So have some trust in a good shepherd who watches over your life. Don't feel desperate and, you know, don't be like a man who throws fiery sparks everywhere because you got angry, you lost hope. Don't ruin the hope of other people, and don't ruin your next hour because of what happened in the last hour. I repeat, don't ruin your next hour because of what happened in the last hour. Yeah. Then what else do I like to say? So this principle of get a good report, climb on a table maybe, metaphorically speaking, call out the good report. This good thing happened. This good, our friend tested COVID negative. Our friend is coming home. Lungs didn't get involved. Say some good things. Doctor was very kind. The hospital van that came to do the test, they were so efficient. They were so kind. I found it so. They are very kind. They are very mission conscious. Amazing. Sri Lanka's health system is amazing. Yes. So what is this fourth principle? Good report. Then final principle is, there is a good shepherd who gave us life, who designed life for us. He says he can carry you in his arms. Now, you know, we are big people, so we may say nobody needs to carry me. But you know, COVID has come. It has tested countries and strong people to the max. We all need help. We all need a career. So what does the Good Shepherd say? I will furnish your green grass. I will take you to the next water hole. I will give you an hour of restoration, recap, gather strength back again. I will lead you in a path that you don't get into ruts. I will appoint a table. And I will give placements of friends who can be friends with each other, maybe lifelong. Then I will fill your cup. It can run over. And he talks of two things: the rod for government, which is called the scepter, and a staff for guidance. So with your children also, you need a government, you need a guidance. This is the time, guidance more than government, where everyone needs guidance, walking with them. So your rod and your staff, they comfort me. We began with comfort. So where do we get comfort? Someone has to comfort us. So there is a Good Shepherd that has comfort. He has a government and he had a guidance. He has a government and he has a guidance. You have to make a decision whether you want that government and you can have that guidance. Summa, free of charge. So thank you. That's a long talk. If you want any of these former clips, this is my 245th. They are all available in my app, Golden Nuggets, available in App Store and in Google. If you send me a WhatsApp to 076 313 4800 you need to ask me what the clip you need. I forgot to mention, I have done 2 articles, one for College of General Practitioners, it's available in their newsletter about COVID management, and another for IMPA, Independent Medical Practitioners Association. It's available on their newsletter, College of General Practitioners Sri Lanka, CGPSL. That gives a full description of COVID management. Thank you for listening.